You're not the problem. It's their dislike for you and not being able to deal with their own insecurities. Hit that like button, hit that share button. Don't forget to subscribe. You're not the problem in situations where other people's insecurities are rearing their ugly head and fault is being found with you as a result of you handling the situation, especially if you chose to take care of it in a kind way, because there are ways that you want to handle things that it just doesn't make sense to handle it that way when you consider everything that is going on in front of you. You see that there's a lot of BS out there. All right, there's a lot of BS out there, and a lot of people trying to cause you stress out there. All right, they're trying to use their BS to try and cause you stress. People go through things and don't know the first way of how to deal with it. So sometimes they go about creating problems for you because they don't know what else to do. And they see that you may be a little bit more problem-free than them, or they see that you handle life or certain aspects of it better than them, or it's something that, something that they have against you, or maybe it's a little mix of everything. But in certain situations where it's not you and there's nothing that you can do, no matter how many smiles come across a person's face, no matter how many looks in the eyes you may get from an individual, or handshakes, or fake love from people, you can see through it and tell that there may be an underlying issue there. It's different if somebody feels some type of way and they just stay to themselves. You can get over that. Like, oh, okay, they feel some type of way, but hey, they're not bothering me. They're not in the way. And they even speak possibly. Maybe it's just something they gotta, maybe that has nothing to do with me. And most of those situations, most of those times, it doesn't. That person's working on something, or they're dealing with something, and they're staying to themselves to correct it, more than likely. But some people don't know how to operate that way. Not everybody operates that way. And when they don't, that's when things get ugly. Sometimes. All right. And to avoid when things get ugly, you have to realize that you're not the problem. They may try to make you feel like you're the problem, especially if they were the one to cause it, or had a hand in causing it, or continuously keep trying to cause one. See, people in this situation, they do something, but they act like they're doing nothing. And when someone does something enough and they act like they're doing nothing, it gets perceived as them doing nothing. Then you have to just let it go, because there's nothing you can do except do what you can do for that situation. Reverse it, work your way out of it, save your way out of it, learn your way out of it, educate yourself out of it, or just get the hell out of it. All right, drop everything and run. Whatever you have to do, just realize that not everything is going to last forever. Things are temporary. Things are subject to change. So if there are people trying to make you feel like you're the problem, see a way out of it. What can I do to not have to see these people who see me as a problem anymore? There are things that have to take place for a while, but they don't have to last. You determine how long the things that you don't like last, not the people who are causing them. There may be some people that are doing some things you don't like or have done some things you don't like, and the result you wanted didn't happen, or some things happened that you didn't like, but luckily you can get over that and you can move on from that and you can grow past that. That's the beauty of life. That's the beauty of having a mind that doesn't stay stuck. I guess they think you're supposed to stay stuck or be caught off guard or continue getting upset over what they do. People who have a problem with themselves will try to have a problem with you in certain cases. They fool themselves into thinking that you're their problem when you're not. And if you catch yourself doing this, more power to you, because if you don't correct it, this is what I believe is playing the form of a victim, just maybe in a different way, in a different format, but it's still somebody who's a victim. They're just taking out how they feel on someone else instead of solving the problem, which is just keeping yourself in hell, basically. So if that's not what you want to do or be a part of, because some people just choose to stay ignorant to things. Some things are easy fix. Not everybody wants to fix themselves or things, because that's just not what they're into. You have people who have certain ways of looking at things, and they have a few things right, or they get certain things right, and they feel that either they're right or things are okay the way they are, and there's no need to change. That's okay. But in that scenario, the person who needs to change is you, so that way you can change your view and you no longer have to see yourself in that situation. Some people are cool, some people aren't. And when they're not, it can make life difficult, because it's like, why do people gotta act that way? Why do people have to be that way? It shouldn't be that way. But the best way to handle that situation is just to accept things as they are. If you do your part and you stand up for yourself and you say, hey, that's not right, and it keeps happening and people keep letting things slide, you do your best to not let it slide, but also do your best to not put yourself in a bad situation. All right, you know how these people act. They act like they do nothing, but they're actually irritating you or doing something to try to provoke you, and you can't take the bait. They're trying to bait you. They're trying to bait and switch. They're trying to bait you and switch you into a different mood or alternative state of mind. That's just how I see it. And if you let them do that, they win. But you have to take emotions and how you feel out of it, because if not, then they'll control you. If you don't take your emotions out of your dealings with people, they'll control you. All right, a lot of people manipulate others for having certain emotions. You get angry, people know how to push your buttons, they keep pushing them, or they know how to irritate you some type of way and they keep doing it. And if you get mad and angry and lash out, that doesn't work out well for you, does it? Then you got to find a new job. Then you got to find a new place to live. Or, whatever negative situation could possibly occur that they're trying to achieve, you have the power to see that that doesn't happen. And it lies in controlling yourself, your emotions, but not just saying, I'm going to control this. You have to know how to. It's just like a control room. If you don't know how to operate the controls, you're screwed. And you're just going to be in a room with a whole bunch of buttons, and you're going to panic, possibly, if you don't know how to chill out and relax, because you could possibly have anxiety for not knowing what to do or how to handle a situation. But how to handle those situations is to not let yourself be controlled. And how you not let yourself be controlled is by not letting other people be able to press your buttons so easily, have access to your emotions so easily, not be so emotional. Take emotion out of the equation. And how you take emotion out of the equation is not taking things personal, and being able to accept things as they are, being able to accept people for who they are, not letting people ish on you, all right, not letting people take a dump on you, take a crap on you, not letting people treat you the way you're not supposed to be treated, all right. But it's only so many times that a person is willing to either stand up for themselves or continue to take the same type of treatment before another side of them is going to come out. So when you have people try to pull that side out of you, you have to be able to control that. You can let that side come out. It just has to be in a controlled version. So that way they'll be like, oh snap, I saw that. They'll be less likely to try you. And if they do, you can keep showing more of that side in a controlled manner. All right, don't flirt with danger. Don't just be mad as hell, gritting your teeth, ready to strangle somebody and think you can go talk to them. No, I'm not saying that. All right, you feel like you need to strangle somebody, walk away. You feel like you need to put hands on somebody, leave the premises. Take a deep breath, real long one. All right, take off for the day, go for a walk on the beach or something. God replenish those wages. Take off for the day, or just be out. Go for a nature walk. All right, it's better than walking back to a cell after a court hearing. You think you got it bad? Watch some of those court shows. They'll make you think twice about the decisions you make throughout everyday life. All right, and we pray that we continue to make the right ones and stay out of harm's way, and that harm's way stay out of our way, and we don't harm nobody harm us, because it only takes a split second to do something to have an irreversible effect on another life and your own. So take your emotions out the equation. People can try to push your buttons, but they don't have the power to if you don't let them. They're going to try to make you upset, make you angry, and take control over you, and see that you mess up, see that you make a mistake, see that you act out. But that's preventable. So once you get a good grasp on controlling your emotions, controlling how you feel, you take control over the situation, and you're not allowing yourself to be controlled by outward forces. You become the person who knows how to control the controls in the control room. And that's really how you have to view yourself, as just like if you've seen Men in Black, a little alien sitting inside the person operating the controls. That's your mind. Your mind is in control of how you feel, not other people. Other people can just try to press those buttons, but they don't have access to them. That's an interesting concept. How can somebody control or press a button in a room they don't have access to. That's like a door being locked and a person being able to control the button from outside the room. And that's where witchcraft and that's where demonic activity comes into play. Because how do you control something you don't have the power to control? And all witchcraft is just a misuse of the mind. So it takes an evil person to try to get another to misuse their mind. Most people either do what you see is taking place right now, try to uplift or liberate or inspire or teach others how to use their mind. But you'll have those wicked people who the devil's using caught up in confusion to try to make you or have you, because I mean, people can't make you do things, but they'll try to cause you to, well, they can in some aspects, but they'll try to cause you to misuse your mind. They'll try to hack you. All right. A lot of these negative people are trying to hack you spiritually. They're trying to take over your mind, take over your controls, take over your feelings, take over your emotions, take over the way you feel about yourself and the way you feel about them and others. But if they don't have access to a room, how can they press the button? If they don't have the key to unlock the door, how do they press the button? Can they get you to open the door? How do you open that door? By entertaining the things they say, allowing your energy to flow to them. All right? Allowing your energy to flow to them. Instead of allowing your energy to flow to them, allow your energy, you knew I was going to say it, to flow through them. All right? And it sounds cliche, but you can allow your energy to flow through people by just accepting the situation for what it is, accepting people for who they are. This is someone that made me upset. You can ask yourself, why was this person able to make me upset? You have to realize your part in the situation, because that's going to prevent you from being a victim. So realize your part in the situation. How was this person able to make me upset? What role did I play in being upset in what this person did? And this is what goes over a lot of people's head when I say to forgive yourself. If you forgive yourself, you don't have anything to forgive anybody else for. Because what people don't realize is that, and maybe I missed it, but when you are hurt, you're letting yourself be hurt over a person, over a situation, over a missed opportunity, over somebody watching you and monitoring you in a collared shirt, driving a white truck with glasses, acting like they're doing some work and getting dirty, but ain't got a speck on them. You may be surveilled, watched, annoyed, but luckily, God gave us a space to be able to find peace, but you gotta look for it. You have to look for it within you, within yourself, within your very own mind, within your very own being, because believe it or not, no matter how mad they could make you or shake you, they can't break you, because it's there. What you're looking for, the reason why you're upset and mad is because you done gave away your peace of mind to someone who didn't deserve it. And it happens. We're a constant work in progress. It happened. It may happen again. If it happens, that may not be the last time. But you may say something you don't mean, or you may lash out, but you'll find the time and space to let it go and walk away and dead the situation and leave it alone. If you lose a job, hey, at least you didn't lose your freedom. You know, if you said something to someone and it's out of your character, try to evade the situation, walk away, and don't make things any worse than they need to be. Some people just don't get it, and don't allow them to get it from you. They're going to learn. They're going to figure out not to do certain things, not to provoke certain people, not to say certain things to certain people. They're going to learn, because God's going to put a spirit on a person to eventually take out a check. This person's going to end up taking out a check on somebody that they can't cash, and that person's going to be able to cash it for them. All right, that person's going to be a whole check cashing place. All right, they're gonna get what they deserve, but don't you ruin your life or destiny or day or focus or time trying to teach them or give it to them. If you have to speak your piece, speak it and keep it moving. You gotta pop out like a certified boogeyman and show people, show them. But make sure once you pop out, you be able to pop back in. Some people pop out and they can't pop back in. They gotta wait for a cell to be popped, and that's real talk. So you can embrace your dark side in a controlled manner that lets people know there's something underneath the surface behind this nice guy personality, which we're killing and deading anyway. All right, that nice guy era is over. Nice guy is over. Not to say you got to be a jerk or an a-hole. It's just being nice is good for you. Being nice is good for your grandma if she deserves it. All right, you can be politely stern with people, and that's the best way to be. I'll be polite over being nice. All right, it's a lot of hardcore gangster people out there that are polite, straight to the core, polite. All right, straight to the core, polite, just a polite gentleman, and that's really all you have to be. So you have a side to you. Everybody has a side to them. Some people are a little bit more freely with theirs, but that doesn't mean they're about that life or they'll do something. It just means that they have access to that side. Doesn't mean they're about that action, though. A lot of people are good actors. They put on fronts. But the person, I was watching a documentary about jail. And they said, you know what? The person that's trying to fight, squabble, kick up dust and all that, that's not the person you got to worry about. It's that painter. It's that artist. It's that person staying to themselves, focused on something, not bothering anybody. That's the one you got to watch out for. And that's why they're always watching you, more than likely. They recognize some type of threat, or they see that there's more than meets the eye to you as a person. They could see underneath the surface of your presence, that nice presence that they think is so nice. Even Tupac had to change. He said, I was too nice. All right, so if you have a nice spirit on you, and I'm not talking about the spirit of Christ, if you have a spirit that is just too nice and you want to kill it, book a session with me. I can help you kill that spirit, teach you how to set some boundaries. That way you're not anybody's doormat. You can feel good about yourself, confident about yourself. You don't have to feel bad about telling other people what's on your mind. If you're dealing with those types of things, feel free to contact me through my email and book a session and discuss that with me. I have different rates and prices, but we'll talk that out via email. But there's ways to handle things and there's ways not to. It takes some time to learn how to handle things, some trial and some error. But always be yourself, always be authentic to who you are, and always strive to be a good person to yourself and others, and you'll figure it out. Sometimes you may feel slighted because you got to turn the other cheek. Or sometimes you may be unhappy with how things are going because you feel they keep happening to you and you feel defenseless. Or you feel like there's nothing you could do about it. Or maybe you don't know how to go about it properly or do the right thing about it. There's ways you can do that. So book a session with me and I'll show you how. I'll show you how I do it. So you don't go looking for trouble with these folks. You go looking to alleviate yourself from the trouble that they're already trying to bring to you. So in life, there are people that will try you because they feel you're triable. They don't realize what a mistake they're making, or they don't realize what they're turning you into, because there's nothing worse than a disgruntled, nice person that knows what's wrong and is trying to find themselves, because sooner or later, they're going to find a way. And all that not me, not today stuff is going to get pushed to the side, and you're going to really see what this person's working with without even them having to show you. And that's the beauty of embracing that dark side, because you can play with it. And you can, when people try to play with you, hey, you're ready to play too. You got some toys. All right, you got some toys to play with. So trust and believe that their time is going to come, and you're not the problem. How could you be the problem in this situation if you're doing right by other people, putting an effort to do right by other people, putting forth an effort to not offend, not hurt, not do bad by anyone? And believe it or not, some people will even be offended by that. Who's this person think they are? What do they think they got I don't got? What makes them so? What makes you a good person? The fact that I think I am? The fact that I'm working towards being good to myself? Gotta watch people who aren't good to themselves. It's a possibility they may not be good to you. So be good to yourself. It'll help you be good to others too, which is also important. But don't let people get away with things anymore, because you don't have to. And there is a way to handle the immediate way you feel about a situation or a person during a situation. There's hope. There's help. There are ways to go about things to where you can get the result that you want, and you can get the respect that you deserve, and you'll have less people playing with you. When you don't play with other people about things, they're less likely to play with you. When someone can see you feel a certain way about something and you haven't done anything about it, they're going to keep going. They're going to keep going. They're going to keep pressing the issue. They're going to keep pressing your button. Some people only understand getting hit upside the head, and sometimes you got to hit somebody upside the head with a cold, hard fact, or a truth, or a new style, a new steez, a new understanding about yourself, a new realization. So that way, you'll be able to go through your life satisfied, confident, happy, and you'll feel like a winner and not a loser, because these little defeats that you go through, they create character, which that's one positive thing about them. They create character. And they also, in the person who wants to correct these situations, who's seeking courage, wisdom, who's listening to God, listening to good people, that person's going to find the answer. You listen to videos like this, you'll find an answer. You'll find the answer that you need. Some people just don't get it, and that's not our fault. That's not your fault. It's not your fault that person's ignorant. It's not your fault that person is a bigot. It's not your fault that person is a narcissist. It's not your fault that person is insecure. It's not your fault that person isn't open to viewing things any other way. It's not your fault. That person feels they can be rude or disrespectful. But it is your fault if you continue to allow the disrespect, or if you allow them to be rude, because they'll keep doing it. And once you find a way to where you don't just have to walk away because you're so upset and you're so aggravated and you're so mad that it's best for you to just leave the situation alone and to not want any more involvement with it because you're afraid you may say something that could get you in a worse situation, or in trouble, or fired, or replaced, or just anything that you don't want. Take those times, pray, ask God to show you the right way to handle it. Ask God to show you another way to handle it. All right? Ask God to show you another way to handle it. Lord, how I feel right now is not the way to handle this. God, how I feel right now is not the way to handle this. Show me another way. There has to be another way. I need you to show me that way right now. God is showing me a way, a new way, the right way, the best way, the perfect way to handle my situation right now. And I'm grateful and I'm thankful for it. Thank God for showing you how to handle that situation already. Thank God for already putting it in you to be the one to handle the situation the right way. Because in life, there are situations that have to be handled. You can't act like they don't exist. You can't pretend it's not there. You can't not say something when people are doing things and expecting you to say something, because they'll keep going, and that's why they keep going. Those are tests. There are people who will test you. There are people who will try you. People want to see if you are what they think you are, but that may not always be a good thing. They may think you are tribal. They want to see. They may think you're big and tough or bad, and they want to see. But you don't have to prove anything to anyone. You're a good person. Continue to be a good person. A lot of good people are really forces to be reckoned with. They just have to reckon that force within themselves. They just have to find that force within themselves. And once you do, it's going to grow. You're going to feel strong. You're going to feel protected. You're going to be more brave, more courageous, because you're standing up for yourself. You're not just letting bad things happen to you, or you're not just letting things happen. You're not just living your life by circumstance. You're taking control of life. You're taking control of the circumstances in your life. And that's the best thing that you can do, because that's the only thing you can do. You have to take control of your life. Regardless of what other people are trying to do or bring to it, you have power. It lies within you, and you'll find it. Just like you found this video. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Pound the like button, pound the share button. Don't forget to subscribe and share some love. The links to donate are in the description of this video. I'll see you in the next video. Stay strong.